everybody, I'm back with another video, so go ahead and grab your cleaning supplies and let's get started. You guys seem to like my last cleaning video, so I made another one. I did pretty much the whole house. I didn't do a couple of the rooms, but yeah, I'm starting here with laundry. And you know when you see something all the time in your house that you just don't notice it anymore? Well, I noticed how disgusting all my appliances are while I was editing this video. So look out for an appliance cleaning video. That'll be my next one. I always start with laundry so that it can be going while I get other stuff ready. Here I am cleaning all the disgusting dishes that my husband left in his office. Shout out Vincent, you're welcome. This dishwashing sequence is like so long because I had an insane amount of dishes. And then here's my cat, knocking over my plant. That was really fun. You'll actually see my cats appear a lot throughout this video. They like to disturb the peace and terrorize us, but it's fine. So I thought I would use this video to kind of introduce myself to my YouTube followers. I started doing YouTube forever ago, and I have about 1,000 private videos that will never see the light of day again because they are horrific and humiliating, but I'm starting over. I started with 48 followers like just a couple weeks ago. Now I have 63. So thank you to everyone who subscribed to me. My goal is to get 100 subscribers by the end of the month. So thank you to everyone who's already subscribed. And if you're enjoying this video and have not yet subscribed, then go ahead and hit that button to help me reach my goals. So I'm 23 years old. My husband and I have been together since 2020, and we've been married since March of last year in 2024. We bought this home in December of 2023, and we love it. It's near our friends and family, and it's been like the biggest blessing for us. I've always done childcare stuff. I started babysitting when I was like 11 or 12. I have no idea why people trusted me with their children when I was literally also a child, but I'm thankful for it. And I ended up nannying when I was, Lore. I dropped out of college after 2 weeks because I just realized it was going to be a waste of money, because my whole purpose of going to college in the first place was to meet a manses, to get married. But fortunately, I met my manses before college, so I was there and I was like, girl, what are you doing here? You're just wasting your parents' money. So I decided to leave and get a job, and that's when I started my nannying job. And I ended up being there for about 4.5 years, and it was amazing. I just felt like it was kind of time to leave, to have some time without kids, since I had been doing kid stuff for so long before Vincent and I started our own family. I also just knew that I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, so going to college was really just for the experience for me and not for the degree. I think everybody has their own path and should do whatever's best for them, regardless of what the quote-unquote normal next step would be in life. And since I worked full-time, I was able to save up a lot of money for this home, and my husband saved up a lot too, and he was able to put down the full down payment, which was amazing. Something I love to do is thrifting and just kind of treasure hunting for the perfect item. Almost everything in my home is secondhand, so I've gotten it either from thrift stores or just people giving stuff away or Facebook Marketplace. And I think it gives my house so much character. And I think it's so much fun to have to search for the perfect thing you were looking for and not just like search it and immediately buy it. And it's also good to lower those dopamine hits with like the instant gratification and actually take your time in finding the perfect item. And also something that's going to last a long time, like my dining room table. I don't even show it in this video because I didn't end up cleaning my dining room, but my dining room table I got from Facebook Marketplace, and it's actually from the late 1800s, so it's very old but very solid wood, and it's just so cool and unique and not something that you're gonna find in everybody's house. This trick with baking soda where you spread it out on your rugs and carpets in your high traffic areas, and then you just let it sit for a few minutes before you vacuum it up, and it's supposed to help with like odor control and stuff like that. And I don't know if it sanitizes. I don't think it does. So I probably didn't really need to do it on this rug, but you'll see later on that I do it in the room that our litter boxes are in, and it actually really helps with pet odor and that kind of thing. I'm so excited that it's Christmas time. It's definitely my favorite holiday and my favorite season to decorate for because everything just feels so nice and cozy, and our family has always gotten real Christmas trees, so the whole house just smells like Christmas and it's the best. Did you guys grow up with doing artificial trees or going and getting a real tree for Christmas? My goal is to eventually have my main tree be our real tree and do that every year, and then slowly accumulate a bunch of fake trees to put in like my dining room and our bedroom and just like literally every room of the house so that every room can be Christmas. guys sit down and watch these videos, or do you just have it on in the background while you're cleaning your house too? There's a lady I like on here named Aaliyah Martins, and she does cleaning videos too. And I saw in one of her videos that she asked her audience if they like the voiceover, if they like her to be quiet and just have music going. And her comments all said that they like the voiceover where you put music in and then after a while you say something and then you go back to music. And a lot of her comments said that they listen to it while they're cleaning too. So I'm kind of using her style of going back and forth between the voiceover and the music, which is good because that's what I like to watch too. Are your husbands also like this? Look at this gigantic hole in his pants, and he's going to continue to wear these until they're probably split in half. I've thrown away so many pairs of socks that he just continues to wear that I don't think could even be qualified as a sock anymore. It's more of just a sleeve because there's a hole in the top and a hole in the bottom and his entire foot could go through it. You're kidding me, right? I think these can probably be thrown away. Now it's the next day, and the first thing I'm going to do is just strip everything off the bed so that I can wash it. And in our house, our top sheet usually only lasts us a few days before we kick it off the bed. Oh, and I also usually find socks down there when I'm cleaning the sheets. But I didn't do this today. I still haven't done it yet, but I want to take my comforter to a laundromat and wash it in one of their big washers because it's never been cleaned before. Sorry if that's disgusting, but I just didn't know how to clean it. But I looked it up on ChatGPT because I kind of thought that they just don't get washed ever, and that's just how it is. But that's actually really gross. So it told me to go to a laundromat, and they have like big washers that are specifically designed for comforters. So I'm gonna do that soon. My bathroom is one of those places that seems to always get messy no matter how often I clean it. We just always leave stuff out on the counter instead of putting it back where it goes. Do you guys have certain places in your house that just always seem to collect mess and you can't keep clean for longer than a day or two? It also just gets so dusty. I don't know where dust comes from so fast, but I just wiped down these countertops the other day and they were already so dusty again. I guess that's why the more often you do a reset of your house and just kind of have a weekly rotation of the things you clean, the less often you have to do a big, deep clean. When we got this house, I was so excited about the double vanity and that we both had our own sink, but for some reason I only use Vincent's side, so this side gets much dirtier than the other one since we both use it every day. Alright, here I'm breaking out the big vacuum. I love having my cordless stick vacuum, and we use it pretty much daily because it's so convenient, but it's just not going to clean as well as one of these big corded vacuums because the hole is so much smaller and the suction power is not as strong. So I like to go in with this big vacuum, especially on the carpet, at least once every week or two in between using the stick vacuum. And I also go both ways in the carpet, so I go like up and down and then left to right to make sure I get all the stuff out of the carpet, especially if you have pets. Since we have cats, they get litter that gets stuck to their paws and stuff, and it ends up just getting stuck in the carpet even if you don't realize it. And you'll see at the end of this, when I dump out all the stuff from the vacuums, how much cat hair and dust and litter and crap is in there. It's pretty crazy. I'm back in my husband's office now, and it gets very dusty in here because we have the litter boxes in here. I wish that we had a better place to keep them. Like when I lived in my parents' house, we always kept the litter box in the laundry room because they have a walk-in laundry room, but ours is just one of those pocket doors, so litter boxes couldn't fit in there. We used to have them in our guest room, but I really hated them in there because we couldn't have a guest unless we knew they were coming like in advance, because I'd have to clean everything because you can see this dust just gets everywhere. So the next best thing was obviously to just stick my husband with them. But you'll see when I'm cleaning off his desk and stuff how dusty it is. That is just from the litter boxes. So I'd really like to get enclosed litter boxes. We have one that's enclosed, but I'd like to get the stainless steel ones with a lid on top, or maybe even one of those things that looks like a piece of furniture, but it's actually a place to put your litter box inside. And I think that would really help with the dust getting everywhere. One of my cats is really scared of the vacuum, so she just goes in there when I start to do it. That's our guest room, and that's one of the rooms that I didn't clean today because I have a bunch of Christmas decoration boxes and like storage containers in there right now. They're supposed to go in the attic, but I'm scared of the imaginary man who lives up there. So those boxes are just gonna live in the guest room until Vincent has time to bring them back up into the attic. Nobody's shown my husband that I can, in fact, make the bed by myself. I usually wait for him to get home to help me because it's just so much easier to have two people doing this, especially when you have a rabid animal who likes to mess up everything you're doing as you're doing it. You'll see in these next clips, this is her favorite thing to do when we make the bed. She loves to just run around and pounce on the sheets and mess up what you just did. It seems like laundry is never ending in my house, which is crazy because it's only two of us, but there's just always something to wash, whether it's towels or the sheets or your clothes or whatever. So I can imagine how much laundry there is when you have a whole family to do it for. This is where you can see how much stuff I vacuumed up. This is why I go in with that heavy duty vacuum instead of just the stick one, because it just doesn't pick up as much as the big one does. Alright guys, the house is finally all clean. It feels amazing. I hope this gave you some motivation or just some enjoyment or something. And if you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!